The Holy Gospel according to St. John, the 9th chapter. Glory to you, O Lord. You may be seated. So that some of you have been asked to take part of the reading, and I think the things I would like to do, because of the story, is the interrogation thing, but you know what, the other stand with, so we will make the witness stand in both sides. I'll get you this one for you. So, no, that's okay. And as I mentioned, so those who are reading, I invite you to, you're given the road with the highlighted one, besides the yellow one. Come forward, then you can get in the both sides of that. And let me get my...
I got the chair for you.
Oh, I have a chair. No, I don't. I can just sit down in the second row in there. And author can sit. So that's the one side I need. Oh. So that's beginning. Who are you, author?
Jesus.
Oh, you're Jesus. Okay, you just stay there. You're great. Who got the Pharisee?
Me.
Pharisee be on the one side. Maybe you go the other side. You sit on the other side. Sorry, sharp my stuff. Who got the man born with blindness? Okay, you stay this side. You are on this side. You have a lot of reading to do. It's important role of this story. And I bet so that you get the parents.
You're right.
So the parents, it's been called by the Pharisee, so you may be sitting on this side. Will be easier. And all of you get the role of the disciples and the neighbors. Once you guys are settled. So as we hear the story together, this is a question I want you to be thinking about. What does healing mean to a man born blind? So as we hear it, what is this healing mean to this man whose Bella is going to portray? That, what is the healing mean to this man? So that's something as we hear the story to think. Bettina, I don't know. I'm never good. Oh, which direction? Oh, thank you. It's mirrors, right? It's like the other side.
Yeah,
so it's like,
exactly.
Thank you. So this is a question I invite everyone to listen to. So let's hear the story. A reading from John. As Jesus walked along, he saw a man blind from birth. His disciples asked him, Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Jesus answered,
Neither this man nor his parents sinned. He was born blind, so that God's works might be revealed in him. We must work the works of him who sent me while it is day. Night is coming when no one can work. As long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world.
When he had said this, he spat on the ground and made mud with the saliva and spread the mud on the man's eyes, saying to him,
Go wash in the pool of Siloam,
which means sent. Then he went and washed and came back able to see. The neighbors and those who had seen him before as a beggar began to ask, Is this not the man who used to live and beg? Some were saying,
Is he?
Others were saying,
No, but it is someone like him.
He kept saying,
I am the man.
but they kept asking him.
Then how are your eyes open?
He answered,
The man called Jesus made mud, spread it on my eyes, and then said to me, "Go to the Siloam and wash." Then I went and washed and received my sight.
They said to him,
Where is he?
he said,
I don't know.
they brought to the Pharisee the man who had formerly been blind. Now it was the Sabbath day when Jesus made the mud and opened his eyes. Then the Pharisees also began to ask him how he had received his sight. He said to them,
He put mud on my eyes, then I washed, and now I see.
some of the Pharisees said,
This man is not from God, for he does not observe the Sabbath.
but others said,
How can a man who is a sinner perform such signs?
and they were divided. So they said again to the blind man,
What do you say about him? It was your eyes he opened.
he said,
He is a prophet.
the Jews did not believe that he had been born blind and had received his sight until they called the parents of the man who had received his sight. And parents go up
Is,
and ask him,
is this your son who you say was born blind? How then does he see?
his parents answered,
We know that this is our son, and that he was born blind, but we do not know how it is he now sees. Nor do we know who opened his eyes. Ask him, he's of age. He can speak for himself.
His parents said this because they were afraid of the Jews. For the Jews had already agreed that anyone who confessed Jesus to be the Messiah would be put out of the synagogue. Therefore, his parents said, He is of age, ask him. So for the second time, they called the man who had been blind, and they said to him,
Give glory to God. We know that this man is a sinner.
He answered,
I do not know whether he is a sinner. One thing I do know, that though I was blind, now I see.
They said to him,
What did he do to you? How did he open your eyes?
He answered them,
I have told you already, and you would not listen. Why do you want to hear it again? Do you also want to become his disciples?
Then they reviled him, saying,
You are his disciple, but we are disciples of Moses. We know that God has spoken to Moses, but as for this man, we do not know where he comes from.
The man answered,
Here is an astonishing thing. You do not know where he comes from, and yet he opened my eyes. We know that God does not listen to sinners, but he does listen to ones who worship him and obeys his will. Never since the world began has it been heard that anyone opened the eyes of a person born blind. If this man were not from God, he could do nothing.
They answered him,
You were born entirely in sins, and you are trying to teach us?
and they drove him out. Jesus heard that they had driven him out, and when he found him, he said,
Do you believe in the Son of Man?
he answered,
And who is he, sir? Tell me so that I may believe in him.
Jesus said to him,
You have seen him, and the one speaking with you is he.
he said,
Lord, I believe.
and he worshipped him. Jesus said,
I came into this world for judgment, so that those who do not see may see, and those who do not see, those who do see may become blind.
some of the Pharisees near him heard this and said to him,
Surely we are not blind, are we?
Jesus said to them,
If you were blind, you would not have sinned. But now that you say we see, your sin remains.
The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, O Christ. Thank you. You guys are pretty good with those. Actually, could you take that one out there? Or I can do that without much in the middle for me. Then I can put this one up. Thank you. And the chair goes.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. As long as people can. But thank you. Thank you for the help. My New Testament professor at the seminary, he told us that the scripture was rather more powerful, very theatrical. That, you can think about not many people were able to read in those days. To tell the story so that somebody memorized the lines and telling the story and engaging with the people and those who heard, something moved, and then start telling the story to the others. And that's kind of the way it spreads out. As I read today's story, I think that's really kind of bring that sense of, it was really there that somebody reading and acting these roles to tell the story. The man born blind received a gift of sight. So I hope that's what you take part in. You guys can do well, and hope you kind of experience how the story of Bible was shared in early, first century Christians among them. So we'll get back up. So I asked the question at the beginning to imagine, what does healing mean to a man born blind? So that's what I would like us to think about. Some of the things come to your mind. So let's go next sheet. And I got my Crayola in multicolors. Let's see what the healing may mean. It's come to your mind. If it's redundant, it's okay. You come up your own. Did this guy was healed? Did he experience healing in this story? Yes. What kind of healing is that? Sight? Yes, because now he can see. I see. Very good. What else? Spiritual. Say more about that. Spiritual. That's good. Say a little more about that.
Illness in those times was thought to be a result of sin, either of the person or the parents.
Mm-hmm.
So to remove that sin is spiritual healing, or the concept of that he had sinned or his parents had sinned.
Mm-hmm.
Through the healing for him and the parents.
Yeah. So that is very good. So I read the article from the ELCA, Disability Ministry blog, and they actually talks about that. How in the verse 3 that Jesus said that this is not the sin of this man nor the parents, but to reveal the God's work to him. That's the reason. So as you said, it is very spiritual that it's not your sin. That's a big thing. Because imagine if you are always told it's your fault. God is mad at you. And here comes this man said, no, it's nothing. It's not your fault nor your parents' fault. It's just that God's love will reveal with you. That's why that is it. And how the relief for that person living with disability, and I'm sure for the parents and families, because that's a lot of pressure you're living in. Very good. Now I can't think about
So it's physical and mental.
physical and mental. Yeah, found it. Bill.
Well, another thing is he gained faith in Jesus. So in a way, his soul was healed
Mm-hmm.
and he gained salvation.
He said, I believe. That's a salvation, isn't it? I believe, so that he has relationship with Jesus, the God who came to earth. That is good. Also,
To a blind man, healing this kind of correcting his sight would mean everything.
yeah. Say a little more about that. Say a little more about that. Means everything.
Everything. Because he denies on the human race.
Great. That is awesome. Now he can hand in hand with the people in together. Before he was sitting and begging, right? That is great. Good, Arthur. Deborah.
I think on a physical level, that just seeing light as opposed to darkness, and perhaps on a spiritual level as well. But again, on a physical level, he can see colors.
Yeah. You know, when the morning comes and we see the light comes, it's kind of revives us, isn't it? And able to see that. It makes a difference. Very good. Thank you. Any other things which I'm backing with?
He actually got to see Jesus.
Very good. He said face to face, isn't it?
Body language is a lot of communication. So by being able to see, that communication was restored just from seeing the facial expression.
Yeah.
And how Jesus what manner he was talking to him.
Yeah.
And not just the words, but how he was.
And this was, he's not able to see before and able to see that, and the voice he could vaguely recognize. It makes a difference to match it with, this is actual physically somebody who actually talked to me about it. Great. Oh, you guys pretty good with hey, Dad.
The thing that popped into my mind when we first started talking, as we were reading it, when we started talking, the community's view of it, I think he was very apprehensive of it because the Pharisees were mad at it. And people said, well, you're the beggar. You
didn't change.
Yeah, that he was gonna be very apprehensive because now he's gone from, he doesn't, to our knowledge, he doesn't have a skill that he can earn a living with, or he wouldn't have been a beggar.
Mm-hmm.
But his whole position in the community has changed, both in the church and outside the church, or the synagogue and outside the synagogue.
But in his whole life.
So it's not just a physical healing and a spiritual awakening, but his whole
Mm-hmm.
view of the world and the world's view of him is changing.
Yeah, and now he can engage with the people, right? Instead of waiting somebody to come and talk to him. Now he can be a part of this community. Very good. That was part of my list, and I think you guys covered everything I thought of. God's Spirit is with you. So let's see, is here. People around there. And he has this life with all the people around and more people in a part of it to come together. Something sounds right, or am I missing something? But you will talk about it after the service to people. Good. Very good. So healing is more holistic. It's not just the physical things, as you mentioned. It's a spiritual part of that's the brokenness with the relationship with God will be restored. The brokenness with the relationship with the community restored. Gain your dignity as a God's beloved. It's lots of healing. It's happening in this story. Very good. Like this. So as read this story, what we learn about God, at least that is what I came to be, that our God is a God who restores the broken relationship to one another, broken relationship with God. And also our God gives new life. As Pastor said, there's more potentials with this man's life now. God gives a new life to him. And our God sows hope. It seems impossible. The life is stagnant. This is the way to be. Now, God shows, no, there's a more possibilities. That's the way you're going to live with my relationship with God. So that's our God's we learn about. So, good news for you. I have homework to do. You know, the reading getting long and long. I have to leave you to do something at home. So, here's homework. Who would like to have the homework to go with you today? Oh, there's a hand out there. Oh, somebody's pointing. You're nominated, Bella. But you know what? Not necessarily you just do it, but you can do your family can help you out to do the homework. Would you read what the homework will be? Read out loud for everybody.
Please pray out loud the following this week. What does healing mean to you? To God's community, the world.
So the homework, you guys can work together as a family, or bring somebody else in. It's really fine to do. Or maybe you can do your own if you are not assigned. I would like you to pray about it. We talk about those healing. So what does the healing mean to you in your life, your family? How about the healing mean to God's community? And the God's healing mean to the world? Those are the things I would like you to think about. And to me, this is what I came up with. At least one of those. For me today, what the healing means to me is to more hydroperoxide and ointment to my hand and my face, as my cat likes learn to scratch more good and she can jump to my face now. That's what the healing means to me today. I need to put more ointment. And for me, what does healing mean to the God's community today? It's that when the God's people, like you, have the day goes and the face turns like this. You know, familiar things sometimes happen. This goes around their face, goes like, right, Bettina? Yeah, you go, the face goes like. That moment comes in your life, in your day. The healing means to me, your face at least turn this level. I don't ask you to dance and kiss and hug everybody afterwards, but at least calm down when your face are like this. That's the healing to me. And to the word, today the healing means to me is to the displaced people who are refugees, are able to go in home and restart their life again. It's so much, the news was talking about Syria for 12 years in a civil war. It really struck me. I did have the friend in seminary. The mom fed me, they are from Syria. And it's just like so heartbroken to see that part of their family are suffering. So that's to me, the healing to me, to the world today. So Whitakers, you're lucky people. You got the assignment to do for this week and pray about work together. And any of you would like to do, it's a good exercise. Think about what healing means to you today. So that's all I have. Page is over. Thank you, State Farm, for giving me the calendar. And I've used up everything, so now I need a new one. Yeah, if you go to the State Farm, ask if they have extra one at your there. I used up 12 pages. Good use of the paper. All right.